Alright everyone, welcome back. This is Dempsey Roll, and you are now watching part 22 of my Dragon's Dogma slow run. We are here in the encampment, and when last we left off we spoke to this guy here, Reynard, and we queued up his quest line, which required talking to him a bunch of times and buying a bunch of stuff from him. And only then, once you've given him sufficient money, will he actually take you serious enough to do a mission for him. And he has a missing father, and we're going to be looking for him. So that, well, not him specifically, but the notes that the father left. So that is what is on the agenda for us at the start. Today will be mostly a side quest stream, I guess you could say. Just going to be trying to do any side quests that we can do. I'm sure that there's more that I'll have missed, just because I wasn't aware of them, or the conditions you need to activate them. Or and I definitely know that there's many that I just simply can't do, at least not on this present run that I'm on. That will have to wait for a New Game Plus sometime in the future. Here's my current party, by the way. Hunk, who is a tall green man. He's like the Hulk, but hunky, I guess. And this guy's amazing, Danny DeVito. It's kind of dark now. Let's see. Put my lantern out. Yeah. Danny DeVito, everyone. That is just amazing. This just might be the best pawn I've ever seen. Awesome. He's a mage. Alright, so let's see on the map where we need to go. For this mission, to find Reynard's father's notes, I actually had found all but 2 of them. So what we're going to do is get the other 2. Now, let's just clean that up. What? I looked it up as far as where those the remaining journal entry notes are. And there should be one here in a region of the map I haven't actually explored yet, but it should be right here. Alright, so that's one. And another one is actually here in Casardis, or sorry, in Grand Soren. So we're down here at the encampment. So what we're going to do is make our way up and back to Grand Soren, and then from there we will take the trek over to here. It's a lengthy trek, but it has to be done. So we'll do it. And actually, it'll be better if we just take this shortcut here through the forest. Although I tend to get lost, but we'll give it a shot. Okay, so as I said, we're going to make our way to Grand Soren once again, and once we're there we'll probably do some upkeep. Once we'll find what we need to find. I have a general idea of where it is, and then we'll do some upkeep. We'll drop off some loot, we'll maybe get some new skills, see if we can upgrade armor, blah blah blah, all of that stuff, all that good stuff. But first we will sleep here. Costs 300 G's. Was my pawn taken? It doesn't seem like it. Nope. Within this tent sits a riftstone. Do I have liquid vim on me? Yeah. That's one thing I'll look up too during this stream, is what you need to craft liquid vim. Very useful for traveling. Let's take a quick look here also. Is there anything that I will Slay 10 seabirds, 29 oxen, and 2 metal golems. Well, let's queue that one. Seabirds and oxen. I don't know. I don't really feel like killing non-hostile animals right now.
The Corps uses this place to gather new soldiers.
Alright, so we're on our way. Let's go. I'm still learning all the skills for the Mystic Archer. I think what I'll do is I'll learn everything that you can learn from the Mystic Archer. I'll max out the level, but I'm not really sure if this is going to be my main class. Because fighting at range, I don't know, it's just not my thing. I'd rather get in close. I mean, you can't deny that it's super convenient to fight at range. You minimize your exposure to combat, so you won't have to use as many healing items, but I don't know. Right now, it just doesn't really suit my playstyle, I guess. Now, once you get into Bitter Black Isle, I think the Mystic Archer is super useful, especially in those small caverns and small, the narrow passageways. And the damage that those guys do over in Bitter Black Isle is unbelievable, so, like, you really would like to stay as far as possible. But I don't know, I'm not entirely charmed by it right now in the main game. Doing the main game. My opinion can change. I might change my mind later. And also, I don't have all the skills right now, so that's part of it too. There's some bandits, but we're just gonna run by them. That's okay. No thanks. Whoop. Oh, out of breath. Still forget about that. That's why I take liquid Vim, right? But I only have a limited supply of that stuff. This move is very flashy, but... Ah, did that work? No, it didn't. Out of breath again.
Oh, you're right, master.
I've only really noticed how green this guy is in broad daylight now. It's pretty funny.
He's far stronger than a common goblin.
Oh my god.
I'll begin with the strongest. Goblins hate fire.
They're fighting. Oh, the stamina. Wow, I really had to take a moment there. What'd they drop? Anything good? Hunk of ore. Let's get him. Alright, focus, focus, focus. Whoa. Keep on forgetting about that guy that jumps at you. They'll always be there. They should mix up their tactics, right? Oh, there's some more. Whatever.
Keep an eye turned to the shadows. Yet rising monster populations have made roads hazardous in recent years.
Here we are back at Grand Soren once again. Let's walk a little bit. Danny DeVito.
Who knows what lies in wait? Best proceed with caution.
What's the name of his wife? Rhea Perlman? I want to find Rhea Perlman.
We share these roads with traveling peddlers, guardsmen, and other folk. Grand Soren, the beating heart of all Grandses.
I just don't agree with the creator's choice of voice for Mr. DeVito. That's just way off base. You'd almost be better off picking like the lowest pitched voice, just for the sake of comedy. Okay, so here we are at Grand Soren. There's something that we need to look for here. We need to get on the roof, on the rooftops. So what is the best way to get on the rooftops? I've said for a long time that I'd like to just roam around the city here and see what we can see.
Speak to any pawn, they will gladly join your service.
And yeah, because there are things on the roofs. And I've never done that yet during this play session, this run. There should be a ladder somewhere. So we're just kind of gonna look around a bit and see. Look for our method of entry onto the roofs here. Ah, I see a ladder, so that'll be the start of it. And 1 second here, because... Ah, okay. So my understanding is that the thing I'm looking for is near the Black Cat Inn. Not the inn, the Black Cat Forgery.
What's this?
But it'll be on the roofs or something like that. So we'll see.
I feel familiar with this area.
Just gonna keep an eye out. Aha, what's up here? Shoulder cape. Not what we're looking for. Carry on. And yeah, like, I mean, we're just gonna kind of look on top of here anyways, because I haven't really done that as of yet. Oh. Could this be something? I think this might be it. Third journal entry, so we've got that. Let's read it. Third journal entry, an excerpt torn from a traveler's daybook. It discusses some manner of foreign civilization. My travels now span 3 borders, and I have seen many a pious man. Alas, where men's gods differ, there is no brotherhood in worship. Distrust is a heathen's portion. Okay, sure.
This writing, a journal page perhaps.
So now we only have one more journal page to find. But before we get on with that, we're just going to have an exploration session and see what we can see up on the rooftops of Grand Soren, because we have not done that yet. As you can see, there's something there. Do jump. Yeah. I'm not expecting anything too great as we explore the roofs here. Now it might be difficult to continue on the roofs. Okay, no, that's good. I'm not even exploring in an orderly fashion, which is a little disorienting. I should have kind of structured this a little better, like, you know, in quadrants or something like that as we move along, but that's okay. But this does really remind me of Assassin's Creed 2. I think I played both of those games kind of close together, and the way the color of the tiles also reminds me of it. This is inaccessible from the street side. Okay, what's over there? Doesn't look like there's anything there. That can be accessed normally, so nothing big. I think that's the Black Cat Inn, or the Black Cat Forgery. And I believe I checked here. Oh, I did not. Seeker's Token. I think you have to find... One of the quests is to find a lot of those, or possibly all of them. The Seeker's Token. I really don't know what other purpose they serve. They could just be a collectible. Oh! Shoot. Okay. What's this? Balmy perfume. Yeah, it's nothing too amazing.
It's a troubling foe.
Okay, let's get over here.
Hold on.
Okay, I think we've... Yes, so we've seen that. That little area there had what we needed. I'm just gonna continue on. Yeah, I think I've explored this entire section now. Let's move across this way, see what we can see. It's pretty cool that they made all of this walkable. They could have even had like people up on the roofs, you know, just chilling. That's a thing that people do, right? Let's see. I think that's nothing special down there. What about here? This also seems like an area that's accessible through the main street, so no need to look down there. Okay, there's the center city square. It's kind of cool looking at it from this perspective. I think that over there is the inn that we stay at. Good old Asalam's Inn. And then you can buy stuff, buy armor from Caxton here, and then the lady that sells healing items. That's the main entrance to Grand Soren over there. I'm not seeing anything too interesting up here. Nothing else, that is. This takes us out to the farm type area, as well as right over here in this corner on the other side of the wall should be the pawn guild. It's where we get our pawns and we hire our celebrities. Oh no! Ouch, that was bad. I thought I couldn't make that jump. That's crazy. Unless there was an invisible wall. It seemed like I could have, but anyways, I think that's fine as far as exploration. And let's just see if there's another way to get up. And if not, we'll carry on. and get what we need to get. We'll take a look at our loot. Yeah. Okay. So let's see if we can upgrade anything. Oh. Oh yeah, we've got something to turn into this guy.
I see you're hard at work on an errand, friend. Pray take all the time you need.
Arisen.
Man is a marvelous creature. Even in these as long as that makes his work.
Yeah, we went over to the forest, to the witch there, Celine. And had her brew this.
Oh, completed the request, have you? Wonderful, wonderful. Here, friend. The wages for your...
Ooh, money. 10,000? I'll take it.
Many as the person comes to drink here, all bearing different tales.
Anything else?
I see you're hard at work. Even in the... as long as that makes his work.
Nope. There's a mission board here, is there not? Yes. King Bay Leaves. Unfortunately, I can't access the region in the Witchwood that has the King's Bay Leaves. If you recall that witch's hut in the tree, there's actually a pathway through the tree into another area, but you need to do like Celine's quests, the witch there, and then you'll have access to that part, and that's all related to her story actually. But unfortunately, I missed my chance to do that, and I'll have to wait for another time. So yeah, let's talk to this guy.
Me, I've no love of
Masterworks all?
Masterworks all.
Yep.
Can't go wrong.
So I hear. Now, my mistake.
Masterworks all.
Yes, let's buy. And let's see if there's anything better that we can get. It's been a while since I've looked at his offerings. Okay. What about in terms of bows? Magian crutch. So yeah, that's not as good as what I'm currently using. It seems like my upgraded gear is pretty much better than anything he's offering right now. I'm not taking a super close look. Okay, some of this stuff is better. Let's see. But as always, I'm a little concerned about the weight of it all. That's the main thing. At this point, I'm not too concerned about defending myself from magic. Leather gloves. Red leather glove. Okay, let's take this and we'll try and upgrade it. Oops. Yeah, we'll just carry on here. Check out these other categories. Assembled breeches. That could be better than what I'm wearing now, if I upgrade it enough. Although, is that actually what I'm currently wearing? I'm not sure. Wow, that's a little pricey, huh? Alright. Let's just stick with that stuff. Just that. We'll equip it. Huh. Is any of these better? Okay. We'll just stick with that stuff for now. What is this? Ring of Gulls. Ghouls? A magic ring that gleams, a piercing red. Heightens resistance to fire. Okay, well, we should probably just stuff that in a bag. Alright, now we're going to enhance. Okay, this can be taken one more level. Huh. What? Magic 45. And what about here? Oh. It's a lot better. This rusted spellbow's super basic. No, it's not very good. Okay. This can only be taken one level. What about Jerry's equipment? Oh, we can take this to level 2. The glasses. Okay. Yeah, so now we're going to stuff a bunch of stuff in my storage. Manage stored items, deposit. I forget, do nuts go bad? Do they rot? And one thing I'll do before we head out is do some crafting. Super exciting stuff, I know. But it's necessary. Well, I mean, actually I could just buy a bunch of healing items too. I do have enough cash. Wouldn't be that big of a deal. Yep, we'll keep both of those. And the journal entry, we can stuff. We don't need that now. Tightly folded letter. Seeker's token. I don't think we need that now. Those weapons we don't need. Don't need that stuff. Okay, good. I'm back to being light. I tried to buy glasses for Danny DeVito. It's a very weird sentence. But other people's pawns cannot wear certain items that you give them. Just making sure. I mean, yeah, it's kind of good to give your pawn some healing items. They will use it. I try not to give them too many things. Okay, what is that? Silver ring? Dump it.
What will it be today?
Okay, now we are going to combine some stuff. Optimize this. Green warish. Desiccated herbs? Yep. Potent green warish. Yeah. Potent is better, I believe, than desiccated herbs. Strong? No. Hard spud milk is the most basic kind. Of hard spud. So I don't really need it because it's just not gonna heal enough. So you're better off crafting it into juice or sauce. But I like keeping, even though you can make these things into something else, I like just leaving it as that. Okay. Let's make some of that. I think that stone moss poultice can cure you from what's the term? Turning into stone. And we're just going through this stuff. Super exciting, I know. Excuse me. Okay, now I'm just gonna quickly go over some stuff. We'll just skip around and see. We don't have to be super thorough. Yeah, so a lot of beefsteak can be turned into... A lot of rotten beefsteak can be turned into back fat oil, I believe. Sour scrag of beef, sour beast steak, so... all of that stuff will rot over time, so... I'm thinking it's better to turn it into back fat oil, which... while it does weigh quite a bit, weigh you down, it won't perish, which is good. Sour ambrosial meat, sour beefsteak. Let's just put one in there. Okay. Moldy pumpkin. Egg. Okay. All this seems fine. Let's get some oil. Oh, sorry. You can't actually put it in your inventory from here. You have to exit out and do that in another screen. This is just for crafting. There are people that completely ignore the crafting in this game. I can't blame them. As you can see, it's rather tedious. In fact, I'll probably just stop right now doing this, and we'll just carry on with what we need to do. Yes, so let's do that. I mean, at the end of the day, this sort of crafting is useful if you want to make the most out of all the things that you've gathered and kind of conserve your money for purchasing you know, weapons and armor and upgrades, right? But I don't feel too concerned about the money situation right now, so you know, it's not that bad. So okay, I think that's enough of that.
What will it be today?
Let's make sure we have to deposit. Got some nuts, got some vim, got some of that. Okay, so we're gonna grab some stuff, withdraw, and we're gonna optimize. Desiccated herbs, matured green water, strong waterish. Okay, we'll get some. We will get exclusively these desiccated herbs. The other things we'll just leave. We'll just let that be. And let's buy some stuff. Let's buy some extra heals just to give to my pawns, so they're not high and dry in the middle of a fight. You never know. So it's a little pricey for that stuff. Okay. Okay, let's just get some of that. Buy 4. Oh, the game doesn't tell you who you want to give it to. Okay, that's enough of that. And we'll press the wrong button, as is tradition. And we'll give Jerry 3. Give Hunks 2. Give the rest to Mr. DeVito. Put some respect on his name. And also we'll press this button again. And oh, I said I was going to get back fat oil, so I'll have to do that. Just looking at what am I going to hotkey. Okay, we'll sort that. There we go. And we'll assign this to down. And we will assign this to right. Matured green wires. Let's buy some more of that stuff, actually.
Why not? Take all the time.
Buy. Oh, I can't, actually. Okay, let's buy some of this normal green wires.
Take all the time. Do come again.
See if we can craft some. Craft.
Just have your pick. When you like.
Learn.
What will it be
Okay,
today?
combine.
What will it be today?
Deposit. This. Yeah, all of it.
What will it be today?
Combine. Optimized. Yeah, let's make tons of this stuff. We'll leave some sweet pollen for other purposes. Perfect. And yes, I said I was going to take some back fat oil. Just wondering here if I can create some more. Well,
What will it be today?
I thought I made more back fat oil. Withdraw. Let us optimize. Okay, so matured is better. So, okay, I'll take some of this. Okay, all right.
What will it be today? Have your pick. Any you like.
Now we're gonna rest till morning. And now we will begin our journey.
The inn offers a clean bed, but it deals
One more
in
thing.
pieces of skills.
I forgot. We are going to learn some skills, see what we can learn. Daggers. Grand Sensation and Magic Rebuffer. Plunges one blade into the ground to form a magic sigil that improves magic defenses except when facing the undead. That seems so specific. Okay, we'll get that. Is that everything? Magic Rebuffer. Let's just see if it changes, if there's another... No. I thought it might offer us a second upgraded version. How about this? Magical Gleam, an advanced form of magical flare that illuminates a broader area for a longer period of time. Funnel Trail looses a magical arrow that draws in nearby lightweight foes. That sounds interesting. Levitate, no. Okay. Gonna change our skills. Okay, Grand Ascension. Sun Flare. Okay, we're gonna rearrange some of this. We'll get Instant Reset again. It's my favorite. Although I haven't been experimenting it too much. Sun Flare. Advanced Trigger hasn't been too useful right now. We'll get that. That one takes a while to cast, if I'm not mistaken. Advanced Trigger, 100 kisses, Cutting Wind, Dazzle Blast, Shadow Pin. Well, let's give that a shot. You never know. Magical Flare, I'm not too crazy about. I wanted to get that. Six-fold Bolt. What's this one? Okay, we'll try that. Some of these are kind of like debilitating moves that'll incapacitate the enemy momentarily, so that's kind of good.
Have your pick. Any you like. Come again
Okay.
soon.
Now we are truly off. Finally. I'm fairly happy with this party, so we'll stick with them. I mean, you've got Danny DeVito with you, so can't go wrong with that. Got some water here. Gotta stay hydrated. This is a no thirst stream. Many other streams, there are many other streams on Twitch where you can satiate, where you can be thirsty, but this is a zero thirst stream. Yes, we are heading in the right direction. I don't need to mark it on my map right now because I have a general good idea of where we're going. You can hear some bandits trying to attack us, but we are going to pay them no mind. Sure, go ahead and try and shoot me. We're just gonna carry on. Just walk a little slowly now and replenish the health. Make a quick cut through the grass, because we're rebels. Griffins, plural? Say what? Where? Oh, there's one. That's nice, but we're going to carry on. Uh-oh. You hear that? He wants... That is really neat, though. It's just cool seeing them. It's just really neat just seeing it fly around and doing its business. I think that Griffin likes to hang around here because there's oxen that he can eat. You can actually see him do that. Okay, so we are on the right path. But we are close to not being on the right path. We are close to actually deviating, so we're gonna head there, and then there, 2. And the rest should be fairly obvious. I said it was going to go through the forest here, but I forgot. Yeah, so this is the way we need to go. Oh, gotta walk for a bit. I can use liquid vim. Got 6 of them left. Let's do it, actually. Oh, I got 3 left. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna look up how to craft it. It pays to grab some stuff. You never know if that's something you need to craft. I'll just do it really quickly. Anything that's kind of somewhat close, we'll just grab it. Okay. I think it's this way. Let's double check. And press the wrong button. Yeah. 2. Nice. So usually when we're walking like this, it's a good opportunity to chat about various things. And usually I can find something to talk about. I just saw that Sega has announced a sequel to Judgment, which is a game that takes place in their kind of like gangster Yakuza universe. I really like those Yakuza games. I've played the very first Yakuza game on PS2, back when they had voice acting, and you know, I didn't mind the voice acting. They had like the guy who played Lex Luthor in Smallville as one of the characters. Uh-oh, are we under attack? Wolves? Uh-oh, they're in the way, so I kind of have to fight them, right? I like to play Yakuza games. Like, I haven't played them all. I kind of like to space out my, my sessions of them. Whoa, see that? Are we gonna fight this guy? I don't know. I don't think so. So there's actually a quest that involves feeding a giant, feeding a cyclops, which I haven't done yet. Hold on a second, map. See? We're going the wrong way again. It's so easy to get turned around in this game. Maybe that's just me. So we're gonna turn around. And really, you just have to follow the path. If I can do that, it should be okay. So follow the path. Take a left. Turn around. Take a left. And follow the path. Oh lord. I don't want to get caught by these guys. This should be the right path now. I believe so. Yeah, so I haven't played all the Yakuza games. What was the last one I played? I think it was 5 or 6. Which was like one of the last PS3 games? I just finished it like, you know, a few months ago actually. And I thought it was quite good. A little long, as they tend to be, the Yakuza games. See how they're running? I actually think that's kind of neat. Like, they know when they're outmatched and they'll just run. And there's more that don't know that they're outmatched, so they're gonna start something. Or we're just gonna run by. And I'm really excited to play Yakuza, that would be 7 in Japan, but it's just called Yakuza Like a Dragon in North America. The one that's more of an RPG. Because one thing I've come to kind of appreciate, although I don't see much of it, is role-playing games that take place in the real world. And kind of like set in a modern day setting. And I really can only think of that Yakuza game as an example. Are there any others? I can't think of any. Certainly there's probably a lot of indie games and stuff that are like that, set in a more modern or contemporary setting. But as far as like big budget ones go, no. What's in here? Interventive. No thanks, no fighting Cyclops. One of these Cyclopses is supposed to be friendly, kind of like a pet to one of the characters here in this region. This castle, the bandit fortification of females. Of the women bandits, that is. So yeah, and they just announced Yakuza... Judgment. It's not called Yakuza at all. It's called Judgment. Effectively, it's Judgment 2, although it's called Lost Judgment, I believe. Slide down and open up the map once again. You guys know that I love opening up the map. Okay, so what we're going to do is kind of walk around the perimeter of this lake here, the Barta Crags, I believe it's called. And we're going to try and find something there. Hopefully we can avoid fighting, but if it comes to that, we'll deal with it. And I think his name is Tatsuyo Nagoshi. His last name is definitely Nagoshi. He's sort of like the mastermind of the Yakuza franchise. He recently clarified that the Yakuza games moving forward will be turn-based after 7, and that the Judgment series will continue the action aspect of the franchise. I haven't really looked into the reaction to this, but that seems like a good solution to me, right? Like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a difference in name, but they're still effectively all part of the same franchise of Yakuza. So, yeah, I'm fine with that. Everyone's happy, they get what they want. I haven't played the Yakuza RPG yet, but my understanding is that it's pretty darn great. I really dislike the sound they make when they die, the harpies. Actually, in the art book, they mention how the harpies, like the original design for them was supposed to be very like attractive, very sexy. And many artworks in the concept artwork show them off looking more human My pawns are doing God's work. Yeah, I feel like their screams are not safe for work. You can't be playing this game and fighting harpies around your family members. They'll kind of be like, what are you doing? Alright. We're fighting them. Hopefully it will be worth fighting them. Maybe we'll find something good. There is some kind of debilitation in this lake here, so I'm trying not to go into it. That's the harpy song. Also want to avoid that. Ugh, it just swooped in behind me. I even like the games from Nagoshi that are not Yakuza. Well, there's really just one, right? Binary Domain. I think that game is great. It came out around the same time as Vanquish, and Vanquish is a critical darling, right? Like everyone loves Vanquish. But for my money, I might like Binary Domain more than Vanquish, even though the combat is the shooting is not as on point as Vanquish is. I felt like the story was just a whole lot more interesting. We're just gonna cheat these guys out. Let's try some of my new ones. I haven't actually tried them. Funnel Trail. What does this do? I'm not understanding what it does. Oh, it sucks them in. That's actually pretty interesting. See that? How they all kind of converge on that one point. And it seems to last for quite a while. And then you can use Hunter Bolt, right? And just get them all... Get them, so you kind of suck them in with this Funnel Trail. And then you use Hunter Bolt to kind of slam jam them all. That's pretty neat. A piercing spell might be even better. I'm out of breath. I've just been messing around with that. See all the debilitations that my pawns have now because they're walking in that swampy water? Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to the future of Sega RPGs and Sega stuff from the Yakuza developers and the other developers at Sega. As far as RPGs go, I feel like I've played their games more than I have Square Enix games. I haven't played many Square Enix games as of late, within the last few years. Fourth journal entry, that's what we're looking for. Let's read it. Fourth journal entry, an excerpt from a traveler's daybook. It tells of the author's love for the wife and child he left at home. North winds blow ice into my very bones, and I am left to warm my breast with fond memories of home, of wife and daughter, and the son whose face I've yet to see. So Reynard, the guy who we're doing this quest for, wasn't even born yet. Or he was born, but he wasn't around for that. He didn't see his birth. Something along those lines. That's a little sad. So now we have all of the notes for Reynard. Some rotting apples, moldy. You know what? Let's see what's on this island here. We can move along this way. See if there's anything good here.
My spells are sealed.
I cannot see!
Yeah, so as I was saying before, I like the idea of RPGs set in the modern day, and part of what led me to that was old school games. I guess you could call them old school games. Games like Earthbound and Mother 3, particularly Mother 3 on the GBA, which was never released here in North America, unfortunately, although there is a fan translation you can try. That's how I did it. I don't know, it just really stayed with me, even though it doesn't really doesn't really take place in the real world, as in like Earth. It feels like it's supposed to be kind of like a world more realistic than you know, like a fantasy world, right? Uh-oh, see? There's the debilitations.
You all right, Master?
I'm not alright. Look at this crap. And it lasts quite a while too, and I don't even feel like using a curing item. Let's see if I do have something. Maybe this interventive cures most physical debilitations. Okay, it did that. It cured most of them, but I'm still like, it's got that beholder sign. The eyeball. I don't think I have anything for that, unfortunately. I might need eye drops. That's throat drops. Okay, so sorry for this. I'm just gonna check the map one more time. I'm wondering if it's worth it going over here and then making our way back. Or should we just head straight back? Let's just head straight back, even though we're flying blind pretty much here. Let's just do that. We're gonna head to 1. This is so... I'd rather deal with this, the occasional inconvenience of getting debilitated and not having the proper cures for it. I can hear I can hear a chimera that's attacking us, which is not good. I think I can curve around here. I think I missed my chance to get on the path here, but I think we can kind of curve just around here, so we'll do that. And we're just gonna try and do our best here. Quest failed. Oh, boulders. I might get hit by one. I don't think I'll die though. Okay, I think we're going on the right path. This is so stupid. Okay, I see the Way Castle. The fortification of the female bandits. Alright, we made it, guys. That was so... Alright. Here's a big old Cyclops that we're gonna walk by. See you later, bro. And another game that isn't strictly an RPG, but it did get me in that mindset of playing RPGs in a real world setting, was Stardew Valley. I've mentioned that game before. It's just one of my favorite games now. I played it last year, and I've played it on PlayStation 4 and the Vita, and I think it's great. Like, if you're looking for a game that you just kind of want to chill with, maybe in the same way that people think of Animal Crossing, for me that's Stardew Valley. I haven't played Animal Crossing, but yeah, Stardew really scratches that itch for me, at least. I hear some big roars. That must be another chimera. Yeah, it is. I see it behind this rock. Oh! Dude, who did that? It's like he got hit by a trap. Oh my god, that was so startling. Let's do it, let's do it. We're doing it. So, unfortunately, I do not have 100 kisses as a mystic archer. Let's try this new move I have, Shadow Ping. Getting blown by the roar. Grand Ascension. Yeah, I'm just not crazy about how Grand Ascension takes time to cast. I mean, that's just how it is. It's been a while since I fought one of these things, so let's do it. I wonder if Shadowpin works for large enemies like this. While they're fighting, let's just grab some mushrooms. It's always handy. I don't think funnel trail is going to work on this one. It's far too large. Ricochet Seeker. Ouch. That's what I get for staring down the barrel for too long. It's almost done. So I'm liking funnel trail. We got him. And Hunter's Bolt is good, just because you can target tons of guys. Ricochet Seeker is going to be useful in any dungeon type situation, or in Dark Arisen, Bitter Black Isle. We're kind of tossed in turns, so we're gonna press all sorts of crazy buttons, and we're gonna get back on the right path here. So let's see if we can get into the forest here, and we're just gonna follow that path. Get into the forest, and then yeah, so the forest will curve like this. We're still making our way effectively down the mountains.
Fire works well. 'Tis weak to fire.
Hit it!
There, master. Wolves.
Plenty of ogres. See you later.
Shall be mine.
I shall take on this strong.
Once again, map. Yeah, so we're just gonna follow this path. Once we make it out, it should be fairly clear which direction to go. And we're gonna head back to Reynard, and hopefully Reynard actually moves around from place to place, so actually let's take another liquid vim so we can quickly get to where we need to go. Quest failed. I was talking to a friend about Japanese games and their tendency to highlight traversal as like a core aspect of the game. And you know, the granddaddy of that of all, in my opinion, at least in modern day, has got to be Death Stranding, right? That game is all about walking or driving or taking a zip line, but getting to point A to point B and really focusing on the minute aspects of traveling and thinking about your weight and all of that stuff. And this game has that to a certain extent, especially if you're playing in the fashion that I am, right? Oh, did I take a liquid vim? I could have sworn I did. Oh. I already ran out. Let's not take another one then. Instead, we'll take mushrooms. This game has that to an extent, especially if you're playing in the way that I am, right? Of just going all over the map, delivering stuff from point A to point B, thinking about your weight.
The monsters that lurk here.
It's all there.
But deserted.
And yeah, that's just a really fun thing to me. Although, you know, I do acknowledge that that's a weird thing to find fun. But yeah, I just like the idea of traveling around, right? With your party, with your bros or your sisters. And yeah, that idea of, you know, Lord of the Rings, you know, those scenes of guys walking along the mountain tops and stuff like that, traveling long and hard. And a lot of fantasy books that I used to read, like R.A. Salvatore's Icewind Dale trilogy, many pages and chapters about simply traveling and how hard that would be, right? The idea of just walking for so long that, you know, your shoes disintegrate and you have to buy new shoes, and stopping over at these like little villages and towns to get provisions and stuff. I'm all about that. use. Let's just use some of these carrots and stuff. Ah, I thought those... Oh, it's health. I thought they recover stamina. Use. My bad. Nuts are for health. I thought those were for stamina. Alright. So we're gonna head back to our pal Reynard, who should be at the encampment still, hopefully. As I said, he does tend to move around from location to location. If that's the case, yeah, we'll have to chase him down. Which would suck. There's no bones about it. That would suck. Especially for the way I'm playing. And it almost makes me want to cheat. But I won't. I'd rather not even do the quest at all. Oh no, out of breath. Oh, thank God these guys are weak and they suck at aiming. They'll get better though later on. I think this is the way we go.
Where visibility is poor, we must be especially wary of attacks.
Where we were before.
I always forget what's the best way in this shortcut. This is wrong, actually, I think. Well, let's see. I always forget. Which leads me to waste some time. Yeah, this is not it. Damn it. I have to tell myself that it's the second little passageway.
Every beast has its weakness. Observe closely and learn to exploit it.
I can't get up there. Moonspit Pass. That's where we have to go through. So heading back to the encampment and Casardis, you have to take a different shortcut, I think, rather compared to the shortcut of the opposite direction that I mentioned, I think. And that has to do with a cliff that you simply cannot climb up top of? Yes. See this? There, you can't jump up that high from down there to up here. That's the difference. That's what always screws me up. I guess there's just something about roaming the land and doing these jobs for people that I find interesting. Yeah.
Quite the grand structure. A way castle.
People also really dislike escort quests, but in my opinion, that comes down to the design of the quest, not that the concept of an escort quest is inherently bad. And the only reason I say that is because one of my favorite games of all time is Eco from Fumito Ueda on the PS2, and in that game is effectively one gigantic escort quest, right? It's all just about going with Yorda. You play Eco and you're protecting this magical girl Princess Yorda. And she's practically defenseless. She has no way to protect herself, really. And it's all up to you to ensure that she's safe, and you need her to solve puzzles.
The road splits here. Let's be double
But it's
sure
one of my
what
favorite
takes
games
us
of
to
all
our
time.
destination.
And it's a game that, while it is a escort quest in its entirety, it commits to that fully, right? And I think games that have bad escort quests, and I'd argue that Dragon's Dogma has some bad
Goblins, I should think.
escort quests, probably all of them. One of the problems is that it's just a side quest, right? It's not the main core part of the game. Thank God.
We'll be on the path to Grand Sword.
Here he is. Let's just pause and finish my thought. So, in this game, the escort quests are just side content, right? And the other thing is, for the most part, you never really care about these people that you're escorting and trying to protect. They're just really a nuisance, right? Whereas in Eco, that's a game where you really do, at least I did, care about Yorda, because that's the central relationship of the game. And so you really do feel like you want to protect her and stuff, right? So that just goes to my point that I don't think escort quests are inherently bad. It's more about the design of them. Alright. Let's get the things we need to get from... Oh wait, I think we have both. Oh no, we don't. We have to get the other piece of paper. His dad's journal scraps.
We can safeguard. Have your pick. In you like.
Manage. Withdraw. Okay, so we've got them all. We've read them all. That's the final one. That's the third one. Okay, and I have one on my person as well. So let's save the game. Yeah. It's telling me that I can deliver them now. There's Danny. He's gonna heal me up. Thanks, Danny. Alright. What's up?
I shall restore you.
Hold.
Hold.
These letters. They are written in my father's hand. I see. Spread out over all the land, were they? I cannot fathom the trouble you bore to find this. I am at a loss for words, and yet...
He's all
seems my father is
trippy and
well
wavy
pleased
because of
with
that healing aura.
Please do not worry yourself.
There,
on
it
this.
went away.
Simply finding aught of him is a treasure to me. I shall read this anon. Perhaps I may finally learn the cause behind his travels. Now, let us talk of business. You'd be a fool not to have a look at my wares.
That's it. Oh, I can upgrade this. I thought I did. Unless I just got something
Now,
something
let
required
us talk
now.
of business.
Does he sell anything interesting? No. Bricks, eh? Harpy Pinion. Cloud Wine. I read that this Grand Soren rubble is needed for a quest in the future. I kind of do need to buy a sword at some point, but I'm not gonna get one from this guy. None of this is all too interesting. Leather belts. Bone armor. Flutter padding. That kind of goes well with my top piece, it looks like. Funny bone guards. Nothing too
Now,
interesting.
Let us talk of business. Pray, call it.
I think there's a cutscene.
In any case, the finest patron deserves the finest reward.
Oh yeah?
Please, sir, accept this gift with my compliments. In truth, I warrant this will be my final transaction.
What?
With the mystery of my father resolved, I've little reason to wander the land any longer. Maker, guide your steps until our paths cross again.
He's leaving. It seems like, is he gonna wave goodbye? I love that. Bye! It seems like all of these official romanceable options, they all leave once you've explored, and once you've done all of their side quest stuff. And the music. What's your name?
Hello.
Nakano.
Yes, Arisen.
It's higher level than me.
Hello.
Aloy. Oh, supposed to be like Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn. The hair is right. The face not quite. Wow, high level.
Hello.
Saya.
Arisen. Hello. Yes,
Saber. She's wearing a monocle. Is this Zangief? Oh no, someone new.
Hello.
Max.
Yes, Arisen.
Okay. So, let's take a look at our map. Our quests, rather. Defeat the Griffin. You can get Gloves of Might. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Excuse me, a bit of a yawn. 10 kept giant fish. Some of these quests are more important than others. Yeah, anything that's like kill X amount, those aren't really too important to me. And back to my previous point about escort quests. I don't think I'll be doing any of the escort quests in this particular run,
Hello. Yes, Arisen.
because they're a huge drag if you intend to just walk everywhere and not warp. Huge drag. So that'll wait for New Game Plus, where I'll release myself from my self-imposed rule, and I'll just go crazy with warping everywhere and anywhere that I want. So, let's see here, quests. Yeah, we can defeat the Griffin in Hilfiger Knoll. That can be a thing. We'll have to head back, of course. Nothing else to do here. And all of these are just kind of basic, simple quests. These are the ones that we've completed, by the way. Quite a few. Although there's plenty more that I've missed. And when they're highlighted red like this, that means I can't do them anymore. Or rather, they've been cancelled. That's kind of like a failed quest state, I guess. So that's unfortunate. So let's sleep. Let's sleep and then head our way back to Grand Soren.
At your pick. Any you like. What will it be today? Understood.
Let's see if we can get some liquid vim. Actually, while we're sleeping, let's look up how to make liquid vim. Okay, let's just pause the game really quick, or talk to somebody.
A strange power emanates from within.
Speak.
We can see. Have your pick.
Oh, he doesn't sell anything.
What will it be
Let's go
today?
here. Combine. Let's just look it up really quick. I'm just searching right now. Dragon's Dogma. Let's see. Combining. Ambrosial meat with pickled mushrooms. Or sour ambrosial meat with pickled mushrooms. Basically, pickled mushrooms with ambrosial meat, sour ambrosial meat, giant fish, giant ranked fish, and imperial acid. So let's see. Okay, let's see. Well, first we can highlight ambrosial meat. Okay, how do I make pickled mushrooms? Let's see, pickled mushrooms. Sometimes there's multiple stages involved in making something, so let's open up a page and see how to make pickled mushrooms. I mean, I guess you'd need some kind of vinegar or something. Curious wine. Oh. Yeah, so you can't just use normal mushrooms. It has to be 3 special kinds of mushrooms: Fiend's Perch, Gloam Cap, and Polar Mushroom. Now, I don't think I have any of those, so I cannot make what I was wanting to make. Okay.
What will it be today?
Well,
Have your pick. Any you like. What will it be
let's
today?
just withdraw back fat oil. Get some of that.
What will it be? Have your pick. Come
I mean, I
again.
guess we can buy some stuff from... Oh no, he's gone. I was gonna say you could buy some stuff from Reynard, but he's gone. Okay. Ooh, what's this? Wrath mask. Oh, is that what he gave as a gift? A fearsome mask modeled after a cruel deity, infused with the power to shake the very earth. A rarity and magic item. Neat. Okay, so we are going to hotkey that to down. Yeah, actually, you know what? We'll hotkey this to right. Alright. And we'll make our way back to Grand Soren, and I think I might progress the story further now. I've done a few side quests, again, not everything, and there's 2 reasons for that. First, I might not know of them, and I don't really want to bother looking up every single little side quest that I can do right now. I'd rather it just kind of come naturally to me if I come across it, or if someone suggests it. And the other reason is that, yeah, it might actually already have been closed off to me, anything I potentially could do. As I've said about this run, it's kind of half and half. you know, this is a game that I've played before a few times and I've enjoyed. However, that was quite a long time ago, so I've forgotten a tremendous amount about this game as I've come to discover as I've been playing it. So yeah, this is like it's really fun for me personally, just because it's kind of taking me back to when I first played this game, right? That feeling of like, oh man, I don't know what's gonna happen next. Let's just see, you know, and just kind of going with the flow with it. And that's what was super surprising and extra fun for me, to as I went into New Game Plus to get the platinum and to finally see like, wow, there's just so much more you can do in this game, like a ton more in terms of the story, and I'm kind of experiencing that all over again. I've mentioned in the past already how you know, it's kind of hard to really care about these characters. I've kind of brought that up a few times about the characters in this world, just because, you know, they're just so simplistic and blah blah blah, you know, and yet oh, stupid. Oh, let's get that green wash. Need that stuff. Someday I should really do like a gathering resources run as well, where I just kind of get a bunch of stuff. Let's see if any of my pawns are gonna mine this right here. I can't myself. Come on. No, Jerry's all the way back there. Come on. Do it, do it, do it. Mine it. Come on. Yes. One more time. Alright. And off we go.
Here's a fair drop, and likely a fatal one. A hobgoblin arisen. Be wary.
We're just carrying on. Yeah, so as I was saying, much like the first time I played this game, I really didn't take much stock in all the NPCs of the game, and I've mentioned that again, that it's kind of hard to care about them when during this run. But I'm coming to rediscover and remember that you know, you really need to put a little effort into getting to know these people, as kind of awkward as some of those quest starters might be. And once you kind of get to learn them, you know, learn a bit about them, it's like, okay, they do have, you know, they do have something going on in their lives. They're not just cardboard cutouts. I guess my main critique was I kind of wish it was a little easier to start their quests. Yeah, something along those lines. But that's what made it fun for my second run in New Game Plus, is just discovering just how much more there is to the game than I had initially anticipated. That's cool. There's a lot more to see and do than I'm showing right now. And in time, we'll get to all of that, hopefully. You know, I always want to kind of preface that with like I will get to a New Game Plus, hopefully and eventually, but nothing's set in stone, right? My main concern is kind of like burnout. You know, I've been playing this game solely, just this game, for this whole time, right? And nothing else. And I enjoy this game. Like I said, it's one of my favorite games, but I think, you know, maybe after I beat the game, which is to say the main storyline game, I'll probably take a break from it and try something else. See that? Asalam has a cloaking device,
Are your travel preparations?
and he only appears once you stand in front of this area for a moment. There's some very deep lore reasons for that as well, but I can't get into that now because it's part of a larger conspiracy with the world. I'm just kidding, by the way. So let us
Have your pick. Any you like.
rest.
What will it be today?
Man,
Understood.
just resting alone costs so much cash in this game, especially in this city here. Oof. Prices are outrageous. And let's try and fight this griffin. Let me see. Funnel trail. Shadowpin, Grand Ascension, and Instant Reset. Let's get rid of Instant Reset. I'm gonna say that Instant Reset is best used for the first two classes, and maybe the Assassin, but not so much for this class. Set skills. As much as I like it, it's not too effective for this particular class. 100 Kisses, Advanced Trigger. Don't really know what I like here. Also, Shadowpin, not too useful because I've got that bow spell, which does something similar. Let's get Cutting Wind. I haven't used that in a while. And 100 Kisses is good for killing boss types. Climbable monster types.
What will it be today?
Okay, and we did sleep, did we not? Yes. Asalam, good for you. Yeah, so let's queue up this quest. Winged Reaver, defeat the Griffin, Hillfigure Knoll vicinity. Let's read the details. A griffin has been spotted near Hillfigure Knoll. To allow it to roam free now is to sow seeds of misfortune for the times to come. It's actually not worth that much. 500 gold and 500 experience. That is not... That's not going to do it for me. My services cost more as a slayer of beasts. That's like early stage cash. That would be good in the early parts of the game, but for now, not so good. We're gonna do it because, you know, we're here to protect the realm after all, so we'll take a cut. Because we're gonna do this super efficiently. And then I think after that I might just stop for now. A little short stream. Yesterday was a somewhat longer stream. We're heading to Hillfigure Knoll. Yeah, up there. Just past Wind Bluff Tower. I'll mark it, even though I'm pretty sure I know how to get there. This is one of the places that I am more familiar with, so I don't need to continuously refer to my map as I have been. Much of the map has been discovered now, so that's kind of good, right? Look at that. Explored a decent amount of the map. There's this region here that's not been explored. I don't think there's much like here. I don't really think there's much here. It's more like just this, I think. But we'll head there now. Or close to there. Make our way. Yeah, so earlier I was talking about Yakuza Like a Dragon, or Yakuza 7, and how I'm really interested in it because it's set in the modern day. And that there was other games that are set in the modern day that I like. Such as, well, not really the modern day, but games like Stardew Valley and Mother, Earthbound, games that are set more in, like, you know, kind of like a more realistic world, I guess. That's not even the right word to say. Just not a fantasy or sci-fi setting. And about sci-fi RPGs, I really haven't played many. I'm not even sure if I'd like that genre. I can't say that I'm all too familiar with any of them. Yeah, I've never played Mass Effect. Never played Fallout.
Every
So
beast
yeah,
has its
I'm
Observe closely.
don't know much about the sci-fi RPGs, which is weird because I like Star Trek a lot, and you'd think I'd like RPGs set in like a Star Trek kind of world, but I guess the closest would be Mass Effect, and I've never played it. I don't know. I used to love BioWare games, but that kind of fell off after a while. Partially because I just didn't really have access to a system or PC that could play them. After a while, it seemed like BioWare games showed up on like Xbox consoles, and I didn't really have them like at the time that they were really popular. I have a 360 access to a 360 now, of course, and you know, a decent PC now, but at the time I didn't, so you know, I just kind of fell off. But I played the first Knights of the Old Republic, which I thought was pretty great, although I ran into some problems with that game in the end game. That's a story for another day. We'll call that I'll call that TED Talk. Designing your game so that you can actually beat it, and when freedom gets in the way of that. So we'll keep that in mind for later. Yeah, so we're looking for a griffin. He's supposed to be around here somewhere. All I hear are harpies. So what's the deal with that? Let's make sure that this quest is highlighted. Winged Reaver. It's been spotted near Hellfigure Knoll. Details. To allow it to roam free is to sow seeds of misfortune. Okay. And it is highlighted, right? Yeah. Okay. So here we are, and where is Mr. Griffin? Ooh, I see goblins over the, just over the ledge, over the ridge. Are they goblins? Oh no, they're harpies. This makes it so much easier dealing with harpies. I was saying how I kind of am not too crazy about this class, because I do like getting into combat and stuff. But it's hard to deny how awesome it is to target a bunch of harpies to shoot. And this is a region of the map that I haven't really explored, so this is kind of good. I think we're gonna play for a little longer. We'll see if we can get this. We'll walk around and see if we can get this griffin to come out. But if he doesn't appear, what we'll do is we'll get into the... We'll talk to the Dragon Forge dude. Hey, red wine, cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know you could attack the tents and then they crumple and then disappear. Oh, that's cool. In all my time playing this game, I don't think I've ever seen that. Where's the griffin? And I've mentioned previously about this Hellfigure Knoll, the drawing here on this, that I'm actually standing on top of now.
Perhaps the figure serves as a beacon to bring people of a kind together.
It falls on us to pace ourselves on roads so open.
And I've always kind of felt like Yakuza games were an... Oh. Jeez. That's very startling. Yakuza games are already kind of like RPGs anyways. That's how I felt there, at least. So let's walk around for about 5 more minutes and see if we can get this this griffin to appear. If he doesn't, we'll visit the Dragon Forged. Have a chat, have a cup of tea. talk to his fool. That's literally his name, the fool. And then yeah, we'll probably stop there. I grappled her, the harpy, and then just... Oh. That shearing wind. And so we're actually kind of a ways away from the Hillfigure Knoll.
It'll take more than that.
Did it?
Strength in numbers,
And yeah, it doesn't seem like he's going to appear. As I said, I did have a bit of a longer stream, for me at least, in terms of the length of my streams. So today, maybe we'll just have a little bit of a shorter one. And then I can carry on doing a few other things with my day, including, you know, making all sorts of thumbnails and art that's involved, banners and avatars for this Twitch channel as well as my YouTube, and also I gotta do some stuff for Instagram, blah blah blah. All of that stuff I gotta do still. So let's go into this Flintstones cave and visit our pal, the Dragon Forge, the oldest living guy that we know in the game. The word escapes me. Arisen. The Arisen. That's what it is. Really cool music here. I like visiting this Flintstones cave. The lighting in this game, I've mentioned it before, it's just very warm and kind of comfy, I guess.
What's that?
Secret softener. Where's the fool? His pawn. Where's the foe? Fly out. I'm pretty sure I have that already. All of this loot replenishes itself. Just take it. Eyedropper, salubrious brew. All of this is very useful stuff for crafting or to cure status ailments in the middle of battle. I'm trying not to fill my streams with comments about what I'd like to see in the sequel of Dragon's Dogma. Ah, here's the fool. Just because it can kind of devolve into whining. But I'm curious. I wonder if in a future game, will they carry on with this idea of crafting, of finding loot? Because I'm not too crazy about it as it's presented here in this game. He said he had a different look, and yeah, he does look more like his master, his Arisen now. That's a weird thing about pawns. Oh, this is new. Okay, cool. Let's do this. Tell me of the dragon.
It's called Death Incarnate, the greatest of evils. You will learn when you come to face it that the truth
is not so simple.
It possesses deep insight to match its cold and steady drive to destruction. And an air of resignation, perhaps, lies beneath its imposing rage. All I know is yours to hear.
So, he's referring to Grigori, the big main dragon of this game. However, all those comments can apply to the smaller dragon, the lesser dragon that we encountered in the forest in Devilfire Grove. It's just that it's a lesser dragon. Tell me of the Arisen.
The Arisen is a child of man, no more, no less. 'Tis said, the Arisen is born whene'er man takes his first true step toward a goal.
That's an interesting comment, because I feel like the Arisen is born when your character like stabs the dragon, and it barely penetrates its palm, like its hand, like the sword. And that's when the dragon kind of looks at it and then looks at you, and it kind of decides like, oh, you're going to be the Arisen. So you can kind of see how that his comment here would relate to that.
When the spirit gives rise to action, a man becomes Arisen.
And it's interesting because I was watching a stream, Shadiversity's stream of Dragon's Dogma a bit on his other channel called Game Nights, and he was playing this game, and he made his main character, his Arisen, the total opposite of mine. He made a gigantic dude, right? Maxed out all the sliders, all the way to the right. He made a giant of a man. And if you'll notice, in Casardis, the starting village, everyone in that town is tiny. So, from my perspective, when I made a tiny character, he kind of looked like he belonged in that world with everyone there. You know, like he could be related to them. And that he'd come from there, because he was also small, just like everyone else. Not hobbit small, but small people. But on Game Nights, this guy made a gigantic Arisen, and when the dragon comes, and that in that initial cutscene, it almost seems like you could roleplay it, that it was obvious that this gigantic man would come and fight the dragon because he's the most suitable to do this task, right? That's kind of like the story that kind of unfurled itself, that story, right? It just made perfect sense that he'd do that. But from my perspective, when I'm playing my game, and when I did that scene as a small dude, it kind of made the scene, it was a totally different context, right? It almost seemed like this impossible thing that this small little dude, fat and chubby, would take on the dragon, right? It just seems like it's almost like a Hobbit thing, right? That this little guy, unassuming dude, would take on the biggest challenge ever, right? And then the story carries on from there, this unlikely hero, instead of the most likely hero. And that's just a cool little role-playing thing, kind of, that can come out of this game purely from designing your character differently. Okay, so let's just carry on with this conversation. When the spirit gives rise to action, a man becomes Arisen.
Those like us, whose paths lead to the dragon, are known unto the beast as a matter of instinct. Just as it is our own instinct that guides us on. All I know is yours to hear, should you desire.
Tell me of you, the dragon forged.
I am him that was forged in the dragon's fire. I stand astride the bounds of life and death, remaining here that I may pass my knowledge on to the Arisen of each coming age.
And previously I was wondering why this guy has darkened hands, as you can see, these blackened limbs. And I wonder if his feet are black too. We'll try and take a look. And watching actually Game Night's video again and seeing Grigori, his limbs are also blackened. The dragon's forearms. So that's this visual link between the Arisen, this guy in particular, and the dragon. But perhaps all Arisens.
My battle as the Arisen has spanned
thousands years?
And yet it knows no end.
Crazy.
Nor shall it, until the Arisen to follow me strikes the dragon dead.
So that's important information too, right? So he's saying that no one has killed the dragon for as long as he's been alive. And that includes the current duke or king of this land, right? Edmund Dragonsbane. You know, everyone makes a big deal that he disposed of the dragon, but did he? Or he chased it away? And no one even really knows how he did it. And he's saying that no one's killed it, at least as long as he's lived.
All I know is yours to hear, should you desire it. Aye. Ours are bodies marked by the worm. Yours and mine. A scar across the chest, to stand as proof of the dragon's claim over our hearts. I carved a scarred man into the face of this hill, that it might serve as a beacon to those who bear our mark.
That's kind of funny. So that drawing on the hill there, he's the one that made it. It's just funny to imagine him like making these lines on the hill.
It beats yet as does mine, there within the beast. 1,000 years since it was stolen, and yet it beats.
So this dragon actually has several hearts, including mine and this guy's, and presumably the king as well, or the duke.
As long as the dragon lives, the hearts in its safekeeping know no death.
No death. Yeah, so he's effectively immortal, as is anyone who's an Arisen. And I'll just say right now, it's a little bit of a spoiler, but the end game raid boss is known as the Dragon, and it's a dragon that looks a lot like Grigori. You could call it like a recoloring of Grigori, but it's supposed to be like the primal dragon, like the first dragon, right? And it's a battle. There's a lot that can be taught. There's a lot to say about that battle, but the only thing I want to mention now is that it has all these like glowing spots on it, on its chest, much like that dragon in Devilfire Grove, as well as points on its wings, on its hide, torso, flanks, tail, blah blah blah. And in video game terms, those are weak spots. We all know that. We've played video games long enough to know that, right? But lore-wise, those are actually hearts of previous Arisens, countless Arisens. Those are all hearts that you have to destroy in order to kill this dragon. But again, that's a conversation for another time. The dragon that this guy's referring to has a lot as well. Not as many as the dragon, but he has a lot of hearts.
May die in battle, aye, but neither age nor illness will ever claim us. We have stepped free of this mortal coil, Arisen. All I know is yours to hear.
I think that's it. Yeah, that's the last one. The hearts and scars. Okay, another time. Yeah, so his feet are also dark too. And even though his pawn looks like him a lot, there he is walking away, he does not have those the darkened limbs as he does. Yeah, I like popping in to chat with this guy every once in a while because he has some interesting lore stuff to say, and it's just it's a real eye opener, right? It's just like, whoa, there's a whole lot more going on in this game than the generic fantasy that it might lead you to believe. And that's something that, it's a plus and minus about this game. I feel like, maybe if they leaned into the more unique aspects of this game earlier and also had a more unique visual style, maybe more people would get into it more and give it a shot. Because I think when you have that first initial look of this game, when you kind of take a look at the art and the characters and just watch a quick clip of it, you can kind of quickly come to that conclusion. It's like, yeah, it looks generic fantasy, nothing too interesting. Back to something more with more flavor, like World of Warcraft or Dark Souls or Skyrim or whatever, right? And the last thing I'll note is that in the art book, many of the concept artists, whose names escape me right now, I wrote it down somewhere, but I was looking through the art book and they do mention how a lot of the earlier concepts were much more aggressively stylized. Taking on a more, whatever you want to call it, a more manga-like, a more anime-like look, more like Breath of the Fire even, which is also a Capcom property. Even kind of like one of the artists was a works on Street Fighter often, so there was a bit of that too, right? Kind of like this muscularity and stylization that you might associate with Street Fighter. But then the art book notes that there was a decision that the game would really go for a more grounded, realistic look. And all of that had to change. And I don't know. I don't feel like I want to make a call on if that was a good idea or a bad idea. I feel like there's pluses and minuses to it. But the concept art did look really cool. And isn't that always the case, right? That the thing on paper that we didn't get is always more interesting than the thing that we did get, right? You know, like Star Wars, that recent Star Wars, the Rise of Skywalker, versus the concept or the original script from that other director. Duel of Fates sounded so cool. But anyways, I think that might be enough for now. My goal next time is to try and find this griffin that we're supposed to fight around here. I'll look into that. Let me just check the name of that quest. Winged Reaver. Look into that. I'll look into any more quests to do, but I don't want to really go out of my way to do too much quests, more side quests, if it's going to be a pain in the butt to do. Or maybe I will. Who knows? And then I'll probably move on with the story. So that's about it for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks, everyone. Goodbye. Jump for joy. Jump for joy, double jump. All right. Catch you later. See ya.